Is what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
Oh, you on your way to 25?
Yeah, because it's gonna cost you later, but I'm going over to 25, bro. I got to go. I got to go to the cornerstone of the Nation of Islam, the cornerstone.
The cornerstone. So Moss number 2 is not the cornerstone?
No, mosque number two is on the corner. But see, why John Elijah Muhammad called 25 the cornerstone? You a smart guy. Why you think he called it the cornerstone? You don't know?
It's on the corner?
You a smart guy. You're very smart to be a basketball coach. You're very smart.
Uh-huh.
But what I will say is that you know somebody called me and told me that they saw Mustafa's children. You know, I haven't seen them since they was kids.
Wow.
But one of them, the brother that called me, he said one of the boys, I guess it's his boy or his nephew, asked the captain still around? They said, yeah, the captain always around. So I need to see the captain. So they called Ali. Because they know I come for Ali. So I'm going to Ali's office. And do you know what Ali do?
Yeah, he works in the schools. His school.
No, he don't work in school. He owns a couple of Islamic
Absolutely.
schools.
Absolutely. Yes.
So now, Fred, do you believe? One question. Yeah, I know I'm going to have to answer for you. I know you don't really know because you weren't thought about 1965. Do you believe that Brother Gene know that this was going to go down? From what
Gene?
you read, from what you heard, do you believe that Brother Gene knew that it was going to go down that Sunday at the ballroom?
Gene, his bodyguard?
Yes.
Yeah, the police. I believe the man that gave him CPR.
No, that was his assistant, not Brother Gene.
Okay. Uh, Gene's last name is what?
Shit, I forgot his last name. I know
Okay.
him really
Okay.
well.
Okay. If we're talking about the light skinned man, right?
Yeah, the bodyguard,
Yeah. The former police officer, right?
right?
Okay. Great. I just want to confirm so the people know where to research at.
Okay.
The reason why he was found is because he was in the paperwork for the Black Panther Party as well. Um, I'll say he knew the bigger operation, meaning that what his job entailed, as it pertains to like wanting to get information, which will ultimately lead to the murder of Malcolm X. So he's as guilty as the men who pulled the trigger because he had many opportunities to tell Malcolm X, "Hey, I am working for Boss." It was called Boss at the time. Uh, um, and I'm doing this because I am a young police officer and this is the job that they told me. So I'm just letting you know. But he didn't either. So he's as complicit to the murder of Malcolm X as Mustafa and Leon and
Well,
Thomas Hayer and the rest of the men that murdered Malcolm X.
well, He was the one that shot Thomas Hale.
Yeah, yeah, right. He was.
So now if you look at it, I'm gonna tell you what I know,
Okay.
not what I heard.
Okay.
He didn't really, they didn't really fill him in.
Right.
So when you look at the dynamics, of it, I don't think he really knew the standard of it. He knew, but he didn't know the standard of it. So you got to understand, in New York, Yusuf Shaw carried a lot of weight. He didn't carry, even though he was the regional captain, he didn't have no weight. And now all of them, like on down south, but when it came to Philadelphia, Baltimore, and New Jersey, he had some weight in certain part of New Jersey, but he didn't have no weight in Newark. Captain John, see, nobody never told you about Captain John. Captain George, at that time, he was Ali and Murad Muhammad's captain. Captain John wasn't the captain yet. When he took side against Farrakhan, when Farrakhan came over there and talked bad about Malcolm, Captain George took side with Malcolm. And he went against Yusuf Shaw. So they called Raymond Sharif, to my understanding, to my knowledge, Raymond Sharif sat him down and made John the captain. Muhammad Ali couldn't stand Captain John because he didn't want none of his guys around Ali, like Murad, Ali, and all of them. Ali never was into that. Ali was a clothes man. He told you that.
Yes.
He sold suits to Ali, Jean Kilroy. He had dresses for the women. Ali was a merchant at that time. You know, he knew all the gangsters. He knew everybody. He knew Mustafa and all of them. They loved the little. They called him Little Kenny. His name was, I think it was Kenny 14X. They called him Little Kenny. When Ali, I don't know if he told you about his brother getting killed in the street.
No.
Okay, fortunate. But his mother, Miss Alberta, she was straight up. She was all right. Mama Alberta was a good woman.
Right.
And what happened was, at that time, Mustafa was a force to be reckoned with. Then they had Osman Sharif, who just passed. He respected Mustafa, but Osman, Frank 9X, they had their problem. They all loved that Ali. They kept Ali away from that madness, like Imam Shamsuddin, my father-in-law, kept me from all that madness. You know, I was doing my things in other areas, but that madness rolling down, he didn't allow me with that when he was the captain and when he was the imam. So when you look at it, all these guys feared Mustafa and Sam Christian. I don't know if you know the story about Sam Christian.
Yeah, you told me about him. I have it in the other videos that I haven't released yet. Yeah.
Sam was the one that
That
called
got
the
Bernard
shots.
Hopkins, right? He was the one that fronted Bernard Hopkins, right?
No, that was Nudie Mims. That was Nudie. That was Big Almin. Almin was the one that they alleged committed a crime, I think January 1971, on a Jewish furniture store. He got life, the Jewish lawyers got him out, and then he went back in. So what happened was, all these guys, except Sam, all these guys up and down the East Coast, they feared Mustafa. But Mustafa, and I'm saying, he was all right with Sam, with Bayok, because he knew that Bayok had a squad that he didn't have. Because Bayok said many times, if Malcolm would have listened to us and came to Philly, they niggas wouldn't have touched him, because they feared Jeremiah. You got to remember, Malcolm taught in Philadelphia. So when you look at it, continue off our conspiracy, I want people to know this was a wide world conspiracy against this man. See, the daughters just hit this, they ain't even hit the surface. They don't even know what happened. All a Tyler know that she was there so the gun blazed. They don't know why the gun was blazing. They don't know what caused the gun to blaze. In order to know something, you got to know, or order to know something, Craig, you got to know what caused it, why it was ordered. They get the service. See, Ben Crump, he's a $2 hooking lawyer, man. He hustling.
Right.
Ben Crump, he worse than all them political motherfuckers put together.
Mm-hmm.
He's hustling, man. He lucky the niggas don't come see him. Them guys is out. They got a bunch of money from New York State. Leave this shit alone, man. Fred, trust me, this shit go deeper than anybody know, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't telling you people what I heard, what I know. I was in the mix. Not in the mix of 1965, but I was in the mix to know what happened. And Fred, I'm a politician. Not only Fred, every police on the East Coast had files on Malcolm. He never had no problem in Philadelphia when he came to Philadelphia, speech number 12, because the brothers loved him. Even he called us alligator shoes wearing gangsters, but he know we had his back. See, people want to look over Yusuf Shaw. Shaw was a dirty motherfucker, man. I dealt with him because he was a Muslim. And that lady was a damn fool. But when you look at it, Fred, you have to, your people, they all gearing up for the 100th birthday. They don't really know the half of it, bruh. They don't know the half of the conspiracy that got this man killed February 21st, 1965. They don't know the half of it. When you look at it, the climax, see, this motherfucker used his own daughters. He used his own daughters to create the complex. When Imam Wolf didn't come home, he was so disgusted with his father, he said, I'm done, and went on the Sunnah. Akbar, Nathaniel, all them guys, them niggas was hustling in the street. They didn't care about what Herbert was the only one standing on post, him and Junior, but them other boys, them motherfuckers was in the streets, man. Had white women. They weren't paying their part because they didn't know it was all bullshit. So when you look at it now, when the last time you heard somebody talk about Elijah?
only me.
Nobody talks about this guy.
Right.
Now, Fred, this October, Elijah would have been 100 and what?
Shucks. 19.
He's been gone 50 years. He's been 120 something, right?
Yeah, right.
He was 77. He was 77.
1898. When was he born? 1877? 1898? When was he born?
October 7, 1897.
1897. Yeah. 97.
Now, he was 77 and 75. And he been gone 50 years. So he'd have been 117, Fred, 120 something?
Right.
127, right?
Right.
So now this man been gone 50 years. Don't nobody talk about him, but they still talking about Nobadu Ali. They still talking about the Moors. Of course, you know I know all about the Moors. I just don't talk about it, but it is what it is. So going back to 25, see 25, the brothers in 25, I don't know if Ali Muhammad told you or not. Ali is my little brother Kenny 14X. Ali, that's his town. He's the director of housing for the mayor. He's with the mayor.
Mm.
But did you know that Mustafa was with Cory Booker?
Yes, I saw it in the documentary Who Killed Malcolm X.
Yeah. Now, that brother that was in there sitting on the seat, Alicia, she's smart. But Ben Crump got her thinks that this is not going to end the way Ben Crump and the rest of his last 5 daughters thinking it's going to end. It's not going to end like that, Fred. It's not going to end. They're chasing a pipe dream. Fred, do you know how buried this conspiracy is?
Mm-mm.
Your grandkids are be in college if they ever find a conspiracy. Your grandkids children won't even read the real files. It's so buried. See, people underestimate J. Edgar Hoover. J. Edgar Hoover, he was a bad homosexual, man. He was very smart. Very smart. When you look at it, Fred, people want to blame the New York Police Department, Fred. It was out of their hand. Do you blame in your eyesight, all your digging, do you blame the New York Police Department?
I blame all parties.
Fred, if it comes down from J. Edgar Hoover, what can New York do?
I mean, you can always have a whistleblower, someone to intervene, someone.
But in 65, Fred, you thought there was anybody brave enough to blow the whistle on J. Edgar Hoover and live to tell about it?
Right.
So you have to look at it. See, a lot of journalists, I ain't saying like yourself, a lot of journalists don't understand. Everybody ain't willing to put their family life on the line to save somebody else's life.
Right.
So you got to think about Brother Gene had a family.
Mm-hmm.
They would have had somebody ran up to him and hit him in the back with a hot shot of heroin, kill him on the spot. So the man was put in a position that he shouldn't have been in. Like you just said, he should have told. But if he didn't tell him and Malcolm spoke on it, they would have killed him.
Right.
So what you said is partially true, but you also ain't looking out that Brother Gene had a family.
Right.
But he did something. Got to give him credit. If he don't shoot Thomas Hare might have got away.
Oh, all that women got away.
All of them did get away.
Yeah, they did get away. 4 out of 5.
Yeah, but Thomas Hare. See, normally them guys were scapegoats. But Fred, do you believe they was a scapegoat?
No, I believe they did it. I also believe that there was a group above them as well.
Hear what I'm saying, Fred. That's a question that I can't answer. That's a question I can talk about because I got it. But Ali would know more about it because they was all in the mosque with Ali.
Right.
They was older than Ali, but they was in the mosque with Ali. And Ali was a young soldier, entrepreneur. Everybody loved Lil Kenny. But what I will say, that James Shabazz had a lot in it with Yusuf Shaw. And they used the minister Farrakhan. He ain't no angel, but I love the minister. But they used him for his charismatic speaking, and they threw him a bone to run with, and he ran with it. Even Atala said he might have not pulled the trigger, but he created the climax. But they got to understand that Farrakhan didn't have no choice. If he ain't spoke the way he spoke, they might have killed his children. So people looking at him as being a bad guy. But they got to look at all these guys that played a part, Fred. They had children in the family. So people don't want to look at that. They looking at the actual time, February 21st, at the ballroom in Upper Manhattan, 1965. They're not looking at the climax of it, not looking at it why it happened and why it shouldn't have happened. They're looking at the guys that did it. They're not looking at the position that these guys that alleged did it put in it.
Right.
They don't know who really did it. You and I know, and our lead might know, our lead knows. But if you ask the average person, they don't know who Mustafa is. They don't know what he looked like in 1965. So a lot of people in the city of Newark saying that wasn't Mustafa. Now I know it, our leaders know it, a lot of soldiers know it. But if you look at it, Fred, you've seen the picture. You've seen this picture before he passed. Can you honestly
No,
tell that that's him?
no, I can't.
You going off of what his own people told you. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
So now you got it from a kid that he raised. So you can't help but to believe it. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
So before you talk to Ali Muhammad, aka Kenny 14X, was you in doubt until you got an actual person to say that was him?
It was more of confirmation than doubt.
So you wasn't in doubt
No, I
before you
believe.
talked to Ali.
No, I believe. I just got the confirmation. You know.
You just didn't have no proof
Right.
until you got it from one of his guys.
Right.
Now, my question to you, Calvin Kelly won't talk to you. I reached out to her people. She don't want to talk. She said, let my husband rest in peace. Do you think she had something that he told her, Fred?
Yes.
Do you think she should make peace with herself? Because,
Yes.
Fred, we talking about a woman damn near 90.
Yes.
I don't know. Ali knows how she is. Because she, Fred, I was told that she still, see, here's the difference between you and Amir, the one that was on that documentary Who Killed Malcolm X. See, he went to Newark. He didn't know if it wasn't for Mustafa, they'd have left him in one of them alleys. Mustafa said, leave him alone. He don't know no better. And plus Mustafa said he's a Muslim. He didn't know. See, certain things, Fred, I look at it this way, and I'm going on record. You can put it out now. I don't give a fuck. That Ben Crump don't know. He don't know what he's playing with, man. He's playing with fire and don't even know it. He think he got them law books gonna save him. Fred, you got some die-hard Elijah Muhammad soldiers still out here. They kids. You got some die-hard stupid guys that's following Farrakhan. They don't know them fools might go get Ben Crump. Certain things you don't say. Fred, all the death threat Ben Crump done got. You see it where you go, he got a bunch of motherfuckers around him. People don't understand, Fred, that it's a serious case. Why do you think Callan should tell her story? Why do you think she should tell her story and what her and her husband talking about? Why do you think that, Fred?
I think so she can live her so she can live her latter days free. Two, you
They're
want
really damn near 90, Fred.
yeah, so
They
I
the
mean
number.
two,
Yeah.
history is gonna reveal it at some point. But whether it's 100 years from now, 50 years from now. Um so I think it's best to get the first person account to set the historical record, you know. Um and I think it's important to get to heaven.
But Fred, but you got to look at it. She don't know much as his first wife. No. You got to look. You got to weigh it, Fred. You're a journalist. You don't know what his first. She don't know what his first wife knows. I believe, and Allah be my shaheed, that this is a story that Fred need to be left alone. Don't get families involved, starting a war between the two families. Now, do you think, Fred, there was any backlash from this that got the grandson taken out? What's your opinion on that?
Oh yeah, in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's all interwoven, you know. Um, yeah, short answer is yes.
Another question. I answered, you can't answer. Captain Sam, think he played a part in this?
Sam from Florida,
Mm-hmm.
Captain
Captain Sam.
S- Captain Sam. Hmm. I believe Captain.
You talk to his son now.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I believe Captain Sam
Think
was.
about the fight in Miami. When he was there with Captain Sam, there was no love.
Mhm. Now let me say this. I'm getting there. Um, I believe Captain Sam was loyal first to Muhammad Ali, and then second he was loyal to Muhammad Ali's money. Now let me explain what my reading suggests.
Please do.
Thank you. Um, he doesn't like the historical perspective that Malcolm X led Muhammad Ali to the Nation of Islam. He wants the credit for raising, instilling Nation of Islam beliefs because he knows that his legacy can be attached to Muhammad Ali. Now, fast forward to what I don't know, but what context clues give me a level of common sense was Captain Sam, Herbert, and Elijah had a had a group, right? And he was in a know as to um, the relationship between Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X, and I strongly believe Herbert, Elijah, and Captain Sam mutilated and manipulated Muhammad Ali's perspective towards Malcolm X, and which ultimately led to their separation, and then ultimately led to the deletion of Malcolm X.
Okay. You got it down right. I don't know who told you, but that's exactly what happened to my knowledge
Mhm.
and to some of my sources. That was in 29 at the time. I never dealt with 29 other than the daughter that died, Captain Sam's daughter. Um, the young man that me and you talked to, then what Yusuf Shaw said, what Jeremiah said. I never talked to Imam Shamsuddin about it because Shamsuddin was the captain in Philadelphia. Sam was the captain at that time. Sam Christian was the captain. Sam Christian was in his own world, doing his own thing. He didn't play a part in that. Captain Sam didn't play a part in that. Because Captain Sam, he was in, I believe, but he wasn't the captain at that time. We had another captain, as Captain George was our captain before Captain Sam Christian, the late brother Bayak. He became the fourth in the streets, and the fourth was in the chapter number 12 under Minister Jeremiah. To whatever they did, may Allah grant both on paradise. Alhamdulillah. But I wasn't a part of that. And any of your listeners think because I know a lot, but I was nowhere near in the power structure at that time. As I always remind people, I was never a security captain. I was a business captain. But I was with the movers and shakers, but I was in my own world. But what I will say, Fred, Captain Sam wasn't a straight arrow as people thought he was. He was close to Farrakhan. That was Farrakhan's man. I don't know if you watched the tape, Fred, on Muhammad Ali when Farrakhan called O'Reilly and praised Captain Sam for bringing Muhammad Ali in. But people don't know before Ali came in, when Ali had the problem with fighting Doug Jones, Bumpy had Doug Jones. You aware of that, right?
Yeah, out of Harlem.
Yeah, Bumpy had to fight Doug Jones. Bumpy had that. Now, we know in the last couple of years, Sister Mamie passed, right?
I don't know.
You from Harlem? But you know who Sister Mamie was, right?
His wife, correct?
Doug Bumpy's wife.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And she said some things during her passing, during the movie of Frank Lucas. She tried to destroy Frank Lucas. It is what it is. But what I'm saying, all those guys was around Ali. And all those guys loved Ali and they loved Malcolm. What did Bumpy said? Bumpy went to the funeral home. And the funeral director, I think he's still around. But he's about 90-something now. And he said, what Bumpy said, he said a few years ago in the Amsterdam News, you know the Amsterdam News, and he said that the way it went down, he said himself, Yusuf Shaw name all over it. Do you think that Captain Sam and Yusuf Shaw conspired, Fred, on when he was in Miami for the fight? Yusuf Shaw didn't go to Miami. He was instructed not to go to Miami. Did you think Elijah played a part in it?
Oh, Elijah's the mastermind.
Elijah, do you think he gave the order or Junior gave the order?
Elijah gave the order.
And Junior just, I think, Fred, you're right. Junior just stirred them brothers up. And I just don't think, Fred, that Captain Sam had enough power to, even though he tried, Herbert have said this a many times, to squeeze Malcolm out. But when they got to Ali, and Ali said this himself at the camp, Aaron Snowell, Gene Kilroy, and his brother still around, and Rockmine in Chicago. And before I get to Rockmine, he was unpleased. He wasn't pleased with his brother when he shot Malcolm. Do you believe that Rockmine know more than what he ever said? Did you ever try to get to Rockmine?
I tried, but not as aggressively as I should, because I was gonna call him, but he has a speech impediment, correct?
Well, not as bad as people think.
Okay, gotcha.
He's in Chicago. He's reachable. He was with his brother every step of the way.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And I don't know if they're taking care of his brother. You know, Rockmine has to be about 81 or 82 now.
Right, right.
And Rockmine, I don't know about May and the other girls, but I know that the one twin that live in Chicago that married to a white lawyer named Mike Joyce, her and her children keeps check on Rockmine. Now, I know a lot of his cousins, his aunt that was the Barbara, her children keeps tabs on how Rockmine's doing. Rockmine 81, 82. And he's a little slow because he took a lot of punches in the ring. He was a decent fighter, not a great fighter, but he was a decent fighter. Angelo had him. Angelo didn't want him to fight, but he fought anyway. And he got beat by Jerry Corey's brother. And that was the end. Ali said, no more, I'll take care of you. But when you look at it, going back to Captain Sam, from you talking to his son, what perception you come up with Captain Sam?
Okay, let's talk about Captain Sam in another video. Okay, one sec.